Sound of gloves being taken off, like flashbacks on the staircase, Zed tracking a ghost shop. I cycle to the wetlands beyond, a canal towpath to infinity, feeling a person's arm, imprint of soul through hand. Anxious or not, their essential energy, there's something to it. The energetic. A muddy field of cows by an intersection, rhythms of rhythm. Where no rhythm lacks movement, a rut. Lid opens, the whack, a rup. Sign says, offensive waste. Gloves go in the fuck pedal bin. The governments, the loneliness, the corporations, the parties, the laws passed in the midst of necessary restrictions. But more than this, right foot depresses pedal bin. A cock crows, keep cycling. Holding it open once, twice, 0 hours contract to the wetlands beyond, for swabs, syringe wrappings, the unpeeling of plasters, a tiny mountain of cotton wool, a cardboard tray. The hardest thing is to undo the tape, always the social inequalities. Kidney-shaped we talk, causal connections. We are way past introductions now, and past the point of comfortable silence, intensity of working in a pod of one other, and it's all on the table, 12 hours straight, like celebrants, we're interfaithful with exhaustion of shock. The mind wanders across social qualities, its role in complex thought processes. A motif, a relief, an artwork. Reaching across, then turning back, the swivelling stool. Truth reveals itself in repetition. Am I too open? Is this proportionate? What is it to be human? And other internal queries. How do we connect? Reaching across, turning back, most shed layers of practical flourish. I steady a person through feeling the shoulder, 3 fingers down, fleshy parts spread aside. Stand up, sit down, record. Introductions. Singular answers, same questions, overlap. Introductions to patient. The repetitions reveal the exceptions that are the norm. Your arm connects to my arm, a kind of brief extension in which most languages are spoken, and far away, the individual, double-bound, buys in all services, alone in a small, expensive space of impact inflation, without touch. Here, it all intersects. This borderland, here we cross between, avoiding needlestick injuries in person, with strangers, with friends. It's possible to be pierced by a difficult truth over and over, like the burning bush, not be consumed. We bring ourselves lives with us, because when did it become offensive to share our pain and insights, to put down a heavy load amongst friends? When did it become acceptable to actively prohibit all kinds of exchanged, replaced, monetized, not to be confused with safety restrictions done through diversionary tactics? We do it with and over, beside and under. In all ways, cannot control words' movement of meaning, cannot restrain being left-handed, and so the encounter in person began with mist, hanging over a cold sunrise on Victoria Park when I couldn't stop cycling or I'd be late. To this meeting, and this meeting, and this meeting, everyone comes here. Take a seat as I wrangle a plastic apron from its roll, gel my hands, remove the violin packet, aseptic approach, gloved elbow shuts drawer, I spread the apron out across my lap, I wait, perhaps a preamble, a nurse's final checks. Consent began with cycling. I check again, I administer. I time it by the progress of the father and grown son, crossing the road from the park with their dog, and to where the 3 women walking arm in tracksuits and hijabs have got to just before the sun rises. I consent in the section from the People's Park Tavern to the A12 before I reach the overpriced, poorly constructed housing development, London Fields, Victoria Park, Olympic Park. Sweet spots of the deltoid muscle. Last Friday the 14th of Jan, as I write, the gate at the edge was locked shut. A man helped me lift my bicycle over. Another caught me rucksack, water bottle and all as I straddled the wrought iron spikes, heavier than we both thought, on the other side of the gate. First embrace for months. From here I cycle over the A12, over the River Lee navigation and over the River Lee itself, each spelt differently on the map. Never thought I'd be here still. But flexibility is a wisdom for living well. Stopping time with movement, thinking some of the same thoughts down the same streets. Many of us live on the margins of society. The world is contiguous. Everyone comes here. Everyone works here. The recently arrived, someone I used to know, a variety of news channels, the whole family. The person alone after work and out of work, at the end and at the beginning of life. End of the beginning. That was the beginning of a series of endings that we always knew would come. Did we always know? We knew. It's okay in this moment. Let the chair take the weight of your back. Let your shoulders drop, your arms hang down. So much is understood proprioceptively. Breathe. Be still. A coming to terms with grief in all its varieties overlaps repeated cycle rides. No sense unseen, not understood. Resting heart rate flips between hearts is breaking. Come full circle to the wetlands beyond. A desire to learn, to understand. Imprint of soul through hand.